Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this play mat. You can use it as a blanket if you want. It is just, I used two strands of yarn at the same time, so it's pretty thick, and I thought it would make a great little mat for a baby to play on. Lay it out and play on. You can make it as big as you want, but by following me, it is about 28 by 28. It's really easy. It's a simple granny, and then it's got a nice shell edge on it. So let's go ahead and get started on this. All right, for this project, as I said, I used two strands of yarn at the same time. So I used Caron Cotton Cakes, which is, it's a cotton acrylic blend, medium 4-weight yarn. And there's 530 yards in this cake. So you're going to need about 500 yards of one yarn. You do not have to use this yarn. Any medium 4-weight yarn will work. You don't have to use cotton. You could use all acrylic, whatever you want. You can use all cotton. It's up to you. But as long as it's a medium 4-weight, it will work. You're going to need about 500 yards, like I said. And the color of this is cream. And then I mixed it with Bernat Pipsqueak Stripes. This is a 100% polyester, a bulky, and number 5. Now I recommend using this with whatever type of 4-weight yarn that you mix it with. This is what it looks like. It's kind of that furry type of yarn. And you're going to need about the same 500 yards of this. So there's 284 yards in a cake, and I didn't go through all of 2 of them, but about 500 yards of each one of those. And then I'm going to be using a N, which is a 9mm crochet hook. All right, so this blanket, by using that Pipsqueak, it's super soft, it's super fluffy, and by using the 2 strands at the same time, it's nice and thick. And I did mention, like in the beginning, you can use it as a blanket if you want. It is just a little heavy. I thought it would make a great little play mat. So as always, I'm going to ask you not to forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And always don't forget to hit that bell. That way you don't miss any of my tutorials or anything like that. And also, if you like this blanket, you like the way it looks, you like the video, if you could give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. So we're going to be working with both strands at the same time. And we're just going to go ahead and do a slip knot. Now that Pipsqueak yarn is not the easiest stuff to work with by itself. That's why I always try to pair it with something. It's still not always the easiest to work with, but it's a lot easier when it's paired with something. Okay, now we're going to start off with a chain of 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch to form a ring. And I hope you can see what I'm doing with this fuzzy yarn. Like that. Now we're going to work a chain 1. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Now working through the ring, we're going to work 3 double crochets. You want to make sure you're getting both pieces of yarn. Sometimes it's easy to lose one of them. There's 2. And there's 3. Now we're going to do a chain of 2. 1, 2. Now I'm going to go back in the ring again, and I'm going to work 3 more double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to chain 2 again. You might want to slide these over to make room. I'm going to work 3 more double crochets. There's 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to chain 2 again, and I'm going to go through. I'm going to work 3 more double crochets one more time. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Now then I'm going to, what you'll have is 4 sets of 3 double crochets. So 12 total. So you got these 3 here and then a chain 2. These 3 here, a chain 2. These 3, chain 2, these 3. Now what we're going to do to end the round, and it's how we're going to end every round, we're not going to chain 2 after this last one. What we're going to do is do a half double crochet into the very first double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go into that first double crochet, and just work a half double crochet. Now I'll tell you why I do that. Now that's going to act as your chain 2 space, as your corner. The reason why I do that, because that puts you straight in the middle of the chain 2 space, and you can just start from there. You don't have to do any slip stitching over or anything like that. So that ends round 1, and you'll have your 12 double crochets, or your 3 sets, or your 4 sets of 3 doubles. Okay, so round 2, we are going to chain 1. Now we're going to start in the corner, but what we're going to do is we're just going to work 2 double crochets through that space. Like that. Now we're going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to work 3 double crochets into that stitch. So skip 1, and the next one, 3 double crochets. And I know it's kind of really hard to see with this yarn, but it's actually the middle stitch of this group of 3 here from the previous row. Now we're going to skip 1 stitch, and when we skip that 1 stitch, we'll be in this chain 2 space here. And in the chain 2 space, we're going to work a corner. We're going to go right into it, and we're going to work 2 double crochets, a chain of 2, and then 2 more double crochets into the same space. Okay, again, we're going to skip 1, and in the next one, we are going to work 3 double crochets. Then we'll skip 1, and in the next stitch will be, the next spot will be your chain 2 space. So we skip 1, and in the chain 2 space, we're going to work our corner. That's where we put 2 double crochets into the same spot, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Again, we're going to skip 1, and in the next stitch we're going to work 3 double crochets, skip 1, and then we'll be in the chain 2 space, and we work 2 doubles into the space, a chain of 2, and 2 more doubles. Again, we are going to skip 1 and 3 double crochets into the next. And now we're back at our starting point. So remember in the beginning when we started, this is how we always end every row. We put 2 double crochets there. Now we're going to end by putting 2 double crochets into the same space. We're still making our corner, we're just doing it a little different at the end here. So we started with 2 double crochets into that spot, and now we just, at the end, we just put 2 double crochets into that spot. And now we're going to do a half double crochet into the first double crochet. So it's the same thing pretty much, it's still a corner. It's 2 doubles, that half double acts as a chain 2, and then 2 doubles. but it makes it where we always start in the middle here so we don't have a bunch of slip stitches and stuff. So that'll end round 2. And now you'll have 28 stitches. So round 3 now is the repeat round for the rest of the square, and it's actually really easy. Once you get to going on it, you'll find that it's really easy. So we're going to start off with a chain 1, and we're going to work right back into this space here, and we're only going to work 2 double crochets at the beginning of it. Now what we're going to do is you find the next space here. It's not really a chain space, but there's spaces in between your double crochets. So this next space here in between this set of 3 doubles right here, we're going to work 3 double crochets right into the space. And then we're going to find the next space in between the 3 doubles, which is right here. And we're going to work 3 double crochets into that space. And you would just do that until you got to your chain 2 space. Well, we're at our chain 2 space now. So what we're going to do is do a corner in it. So we're going to work in the space 2 doubles, a chain of 2, and 2 more doubles. So that's how every corner is worked besides the first one. Again, we're going to find the next space here. That's our chain 2 space. So right here in between the next 3 double crochets, you can see where my fingers are. We're going to have to put 3 double crochets in each of those spaces. Then we jump to the next one right here, and we work 3 double crochets. And then we're at our corner. So we're going to work 2 double crochets, a chain of 2, and 2 more doubles into the corner. And now again, we're going to work 3 double crochets in our chain spaces, or in the spaces between the 3 double crochets. So right into that space, and we work 3 doubles. And then the next space, 3 doubles. And then when you get to your chain 2 space at the corner, go ahead and work 2 double crochets, chain of 2, and 2 more double crochets. That. And again, we work in the spaces between our 3 double crochet sets. 3 double crochet into the space, and now we're back at our starting point. So here is our space. Here's where we started, and we put 2 double crochets into that space. This is how we're going to end every round. Go ahead and end by putting 2 double crochets into that same space, and then half double crochet into the top of our first double crochet, just like that. And that'll end round 3. And at the end of round 3, you'll have a total of 40 stitches now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep repeating round 3. So for round 4, we'll just chain 1 and we'll go back into the same spot and work 2 double crochets. So we're just repeating what we did on the previous round. And now we're going to work 3 double crochets. I know it's hard to see, in every space between the 3 double crochets here. See that? So there'll be 3 doubles here, 3 doubles here, 3 doubles here, and then you'll be in your corner, and that's where you'll put 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then you'll put 3 doubles in this space between this set, 3 doubles here between that set, 3 doubles here, and then you'll be in the corner, and that's where you'll work 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and we'll do that all the way around. And when you get back to your end here, remember we put 2 double crochets in the last chain 2 space and half double crochet into the top of our first double crochet. In every round you'll have 12 more stitches than you did the previous round. And you just keep working that. Now you can work it as large as you want, but if you want to follow along with me, you want to do a total of 17 rounds starting from round 1, and then we'll put an edge on it. So follow me. I did 17, and as you can see, this is what it starts to look like. Remember, it's just a basic granny square. So if you've done them before, it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So just continue repeating round 3 until you get a total of 17 rounds. All right, I'm coming to the end of my 17th round. And remember, you can always make yours bigger if you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my half double crochet into my first double crochet to end it. Now I'm going to work a round of shell stitches just to put a little decorative edge on it. So what we're going to do is we are going to chain 1. And we're going to work in this chain space here, the very first chain space, and we're going to start working double crochets. In the corner, we are going to work 8 double crochets. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, I have to scoot them over a little bit, 6, 7, and there is 8. So that's what we're going to put in every corner, 8 double crochets. Now we are going to jump to our next little space here where we would normally put 3 double crochets, and we're just going to put a single crochet right through that space. And then the next space here, we're going to do a regular shell that's not in a corner, and that is going to be 5 double crochets. So we'll call the corner shells large shells. They're 8 double crochets, and these will be small shells, 5 double crochets. So right here into this next space, we'll work a small shell, so 5 double crochets. All right, there's 5. Now I'm going to go to the next space where I would normally, the next space here that we would normally work in, and I'm going to single crochet like that. Now I'm going to go to the next space and I'm going to work a small shell. So that's the 5 double crochets all into that same spot. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. And there's 5. And then the next spot that we would normally work in, I'm going to do a single crochet. So it's kind of putting just a little bit of a shell edge on it just for decoration. So I'm going to kind of repeat this until we get to our next corner, working the small shell and then a single crochet, a small shell and then a single. So the next space is going to get 5 double crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the next space we get a single crochet like that. Okay, small shell into the next, so 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single into the next. So just go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way across until you get your next chain 2 space. Alrighty, I've made it to my corner, my chain 2 space here. You should have ended single crochet in that last stitch. I'm going to go ahead and put 8, the large shell, which is 8 double crochets into the quarter. 2, 3. There we go. So there's 8 into the corner. Now I'm going to start off again by single crocheting into my next space here and working a small shell into the next. So 5 doubles into the next. Single into the next space, and then the small shell, the 5 doubles into the next, and this is what I'm going to repeat all the way around my entire piece. So single into the next. So it'll be single and then your small shell, which is 5 doubles. Single, small shell, single, small shell, all the way until you get to your next chain 2 space at the corner. And when you get there, you put your large shell, which is 8 double crochets into the same chain space. And then you just keep repeating the same single crochet small shell pattern. And we're going to do this all the way around until we reach our starting point. All right, once you make it back to your starting point, your last stitch there should have been a single crochet, and we'll go ahead and end by slip stitching if you can find it. The top of your first double crochet of this first large shell, or somewhere close to it, and then we can go ahead and clip our yarn. Now that was around 18, and you should have a total of, let's see, 32 of these small shells, and then 4 of the large, for a total of 36 shells all the way around. So we'll go ahead and hide this tail and any other remaining tails, and that's it. It's finished. I think it turned out pretty dang cute. I really like the yarn. It's never really a big fan of working with Bernat Pipsqueak, but it's really not bad when you mix it with another yarn. It made a nice heavy little mat. I think it's nice. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, you had a good time crocheting with me, you made this blanket, you like it, or you want to show me a picture, you can post a picture on my Facebook page. I'll put a link to that below in the description box. But anyways, like I said, if you enjoyed this tutorial and you had a good time crocheting with me, or a good time just watching it, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to click on that notification, that little bell, so you could always be notified of all my new videos that I put on. And if you look over there on the right hand side of the screen right now, you'll see a playlist of some other baby blankets. In case you're interested in making more, you can always check them out. And that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. Until next time, have a good day.